Hello everyone, NecroVMX here. Welcome to my channel, and you are listening to POTATOCAST. So, you guys already kind of know what's going on based on the title of this, right? I have a big announcement to make, and we're going to talk a lot about that. It's not going to be an incredibly long episode. I'm basically going to lay out what the plan is and how you guys can become involved in that, and basically my reasoning and everything else. But first, we had to address the comments and questions from last time, which was a very incredibly emotional episode for me to record. There's been a few potato casts that have been really just very hard for me to do for various reasons, and that one may have been the hardest one I've ever had to do. Just to give you guys an update on that situation, I went out and I did that potato cast because I felt like I had to get out ahead of this thing and explain to you guys what happened before you maybe heard a distorted version coming from a different source. But apparently the person in question, it doesn't seem like they're going to be a problem at all. It seems like they're kind of, they were, I'll be honest, because people have looked at what has happened. I've completely cut this person out. I haven't really looked at their social media or their posts since this happened. I've just kind of let it go. I looked once at their Twitter because I just wanted to see what was going on, but mostly I'm going by what people have told me. And, this person was a little thrown by this, which is ridiculous because they're barely self-aware. I mean, that's kind of the problem with this person, that they're a problem and they don't know they're a problem, But anyway, I feel like, I feel like it's going to be okay because essentially they've, I guess, accepted my decision, and I know that it was painful for them. Probably just as painful for them as it was for me, because it was incredibly painful for me. And I think they're going to be okay. I know I'm going to be okay, because I've felt a lot better about this. I don't have to look at poison anymore, you know what I mean? And I don't know if this person is going to make any attempt to not be poison. Okay, I don't know that. But I do have a very good feeling that they're at least not going to try to fuck with me. And that's really what matters, I really don't want to be fucked with right now. So, some weird shit happened. I mean, their Twitter is still up because I looked at it that one time, and I have people who insist on telling me what's going on over there. You don't need to do that, by the way. I cut this person out for a reason, but, for several reasons, I should say. But, it's just like, I think they deleted their Facebook from what somebody told me, and their YouTube channel. Well, no, not deleting their YouTube channel, but deleted all their videos, which I think is just that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because, really the problem and the toxic behavior that I saw was never on YouTube, which is why I think that, I never said this person's name, and I won't, because I do, don't want to cause problems for them. But the people who know me really well know who it is, So anyway, the toxic behavior was never on YouTube, which is why if I did say this person's name, you guys would be shocked. You guys would be absolutely surprised, because they don't act like that on YouTube. But if you look at their Twitter and their Facebook, and Twitch, not that they do anything on Twitch, but they would show up in my Twitch and behave badly. And then there was a point where this person hung out with me and AJ and a bunch of other people, in chat rooms on movie nights, and would behave badly, and so really, and if this person's out there listening, I just want to say that really this is not a personal thing against you, okay? It's a personal thing for me to feel like I'm not being drained constantly, because you know me and you know the stress in my life and what I've been through and what I continue to go through. And it got to the point where, where people would keep asking me, why do you put up with this person? Why are you hanging out with this person? Why are you friends with this person who's just terrible? And I was always the first person to defend this person. I was always the first person to defend them. And after a while, and seeing this behavior just get worse and worse, it became really hard to do. So anyway, I don't think they're going to be a problem. They apparently no longer are interested in doing anything on YouTube, which is a shame. But it's sort of not my problem. They're not on Facebook anymore. Still on Twitter, which is the worst of it. I don't understand, like, if they were to delete like one thing, I think it should have been Twitter. Twitter is the problem, and I think part of it is not just the person and their personality, but just Twitter as a platform is just garbage, and garbage begets garbage. You know what I mean? Garbage feeds off of garbage. Garbage begets garbage, and that's why I tweeted earlier this week, Twitter is bullshit, because I think that Twitter destroyed this person's chances at having normal discourse. Anyway, let me read your questions and comments from last time, and then we'll get into talking about some new stuff. Out with the old, in with the new, right? So let's see. We got some nice long comments for some of these. Let's see. Heisensol left me a nice paragraph here. Hashtag potato. Based on everything you said about this person, I think, as hard as it sounded to do, it was the right thing to cut this person out. The alt-right is poison, plain and simple, and that's all I have to say about that. I'm just going to cut it and say I agree, I agree. And the sad thing is that this person never saw themselves as alt-right. They saw themselves as being right of center, which I don't begrudge them that, because I myself have been right of center. I think I'm more center now, but I've been right of center, and I've been left of center too. I've been all over the place. Right now, I'm kind of right in the middle. And I have liberal friends, I have conservative friends, and it's not that big of a deal. But they considered themselves not to be alt-right, and I saw them going down this dark path that started with Gamergate and just continued down just like a really, I don't want to say a slippery slope. I want to say a swampy slope of just disgusting behavior and off-kilter morals. And that's how they get you, man. That's how they get you. They get you on one issue that matters to you, and they twist it into some weird, bizarre identity politics, and which is crazy because the people in the alt-right are the first people to say that they hate identity politics and that identity politics is toxic, but they are the biggest practitioners of it, and this person was a huge, huge practitioner of identity politics, even as they were declaring how much they hated identity politics. So, they're not self-aware, I think. This person's not self-aware. Maybe some of the alt-right is. Anyway, let's read the rest of your comments. After the passing of my father and how he acted the last month of his life, I decided that I don't need any more negativity in my life, and to be honest, this is months later, but I'm still very angry and hurt by how much of a complete asshole he was to everyone, because that wasn't the person I knew my whole life. Let me cut in here. Now, I don't know the situation with your dad or, like, what he died of, but, and maybe I'm just playing devil's advocate, maybe not, but have you considered that maybe, as your dad was dying, that maybe there was some sort of, mental issue going on, and that's why they weren't the same person? I mean, some people, as their body and their mind starts to break down, they change personalities, and they can become, kind of mean and kind of nasty, and it's not their fault sometimes. Now, maybe that's not the case. I don't know your situation, but I'm just throwing that out there as an attempt to try to maybe put a positive spin on what you said. All right. Let's read the rest of it. I know this isn't the same as someone who is alt-right, but I think it was similar enough to where I could mention this. I was also told my dad had an unfavorable personality, but I never saw it until the last month of his life, where it ramped up to 11. I know this seems disjointed, but I think it'd be a good idea to have your sister on to talk about her divorce. I haven't actually talked with her about that, but I think she'd be open to the idea, and it'd be cool to have her on the channel. I don't get to have her on the channel very much. The problem is that she's a mother of 2 boys and whatnot, and is not always going to have the time to do something like that. So I got to find the time to call her up and ask her about that, because I do think it's a good idea. On a positive note, I'm glad to hear the situation with your dogs is getting better. It will just take time, and hopefully will get better over time. I'm sorry to hear about your uncle, and I hope all goes well with your dad. I just want to say, take care, man, and you made the right decision cutting this guy out. I know I made the right decision. It doesn't mean it didn't suck. And that's kind of like, if you look at any decision where there's a clear-cut right decision and wrong decision, usually the easiest one is the wrong decision. It's not always the case, but usually I would say maybe 8 times out of 10. I'm not going to say 9 times out of 10. I'll say 8 times out of 10, because nobody ever says that, and I think it's more accurate. doing the right thing is kind of hard. All right, Spud and Spud says, lots of things going on in my life at the moment. Haven't been able to keep up with your channel as much as I'd like, but I will give this a listen. Unless you recommend I go to my backlog of POTATOCAST, which I do plan on listening to at some point. Well, I say just listen to whatever you want to listen to. I do prefer if you stick with the new content and don't worry so much about the old content, because, I mean, even I look back on some of my older stuff and cringe. So, not that it was bad. It's just, you evolve over time, and some things you might say in the past you might not say in the present. And there might be a time where I look back on this time and go, oh, what the fuck? So, self-improvement is an ongoing thing, and that includes how you handle content. So, I'm just glad to make you happy a little bit. Okay, Q306005 says, you can't help somebody who won't help themselves. If they see nothing wrong with their actions, then they are lost. You did the right thing by cutting them out of your life. Maybe it's just the wake-up call they needed. I sure hope so. I don't know how it's going to go with them, and to be honest, I don't care that much. I'm not going to say I don't care completely, because you can't be friends with somebody for years and years and not just suddenly don't care about them at all and what happens to them, But it's not my problem anymore. Oh, and by the way, just to cut in and say that to all the people who showed up on Discord after I put up the last POTATOCAST, thanks for joining. It was amazing how many people made the assumption that I was talking about Jesse, aka Armageddon Time. No, man. No, not at all. Jesse is like one of the coolest guys I know. He was in complete solidarity with me on this. Also cut this person out of his life completely, blocked them on everything, and yeah, definitely not Jesse. Jesse's awesome. All right, the Game Master 8 says, oh, it was a long one, wow. Hey, Necro, sorry to hear about the bad news about your uncle. I've lost several family members over the years, and I know it's never easy to deal with, even if they pass peacefully. Here's hoping your dad can continue to hold on and keep fighting. Yeah, he's fighting. That's for sure. My parents are actually, tomorrow, they're going on a trip for about, I think, 4 or 5 days to Jamaica, so hopefully they can unwind a little bit on that trip. Of course, right when they get back, it's going to be more doctor's visits and hospital trips and stuff like that, and it's going to continue, but I'm hoping the distraction is good for the both of them, actually. As for your former friend, that truly sucks he went down that road. I know it'd be hard to go into again, so I won't comment too much on it. I've never had that type of issue, so I can't relate. I'm glad you've not had that type of issue. I don't want people to relate to me on this. I don't want people to go through what I'm going through. So I won't... I read that already. But all said, it sounds like you made the right choice in cutting ties with this guy. It sounded hard, so here's hoping things have worked out since. So heavy stuff aside, here's hoping 2019 brings much better times for you, your family, and your friends, Hitomi included. As for your Discord, I don't really do many social things online, as I've always been a bit socially awkward. Well, you know what, dude? We got plenty of socially awkward people in the Discord. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Dude, I can be socially awkward at times, too, even me, okay? Come on by, we'll have fun. Hell, it takes a bit of gumption just to post a comment on these videos. Oh, come on, really? You left me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraph comment, and you're telling me that was hard to do. If it was hard to leave a comment, you wouldn't have left a long one. Come on, don't give me that. You're a little better at this than you let on. Okay. Thanks for the invite, though, and I might take you up on it in the future. Well, I certainly hope you do. And by the way, I know you've been playing some semi-modern Castlevania lately. Any chance that you'll play some of the classics sometime soon? Not sometime soon, because I have like the next 10 or 11 LPs already recorded and everything, but yes, sometime. Castlevania Order of Ecclesia is the last one to do, like last of the Castlevanias that I would put in the RPG category. Now, the action category, I've only done one, which was Lords of Shadow. And I plan on doing, there's 2 sequels to that. There's Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate and Lords of Shadow 2. And I would like to go back and do some of the older classic ones, for NES, Super NES, Sega Genesis, and all that. So, absolutely, yeah. Let's see what else. So yet again, sorry for the long post. I like long posts, don't worry. And feel free to let me know it's annoying or not, as I can ramble. Before I go, how about a question that might lead to some funny thoughts? What do you think about the circus of stupidity that was the Soulja Boy game console? Take it easy, Necro, and happy belated Christmas and Happy New Year and many more. The Soulja Boy game console, I'm not really up on that. Like, I read like one article about it, that Soulja Boy was making a game console and nobody really knew anything about it, but there was a really like a big thing that people thought basically that it was just going to have like a bunch of Nintendo ROMs on it, and I kind of don't know what he's thinking. You know what I mean? Like it's obvious he doesn't have the right to actually do that. And I know people make, these handheld consoles and load up a bunch of ROMs on it, but usually it's people buying like a gaming tablet with controls or like a Raspberry Pi or something and then loading games onto it and emulators onto it themselves. And you do see these sorts of things with the games already on it, go on the market sometimes from sellers, usually in like Taiwan or China, on the internet, like on eBay or whatnot. But for a celebrity, an American celebrity, to come out and just do that, it's just bizarre, especially a rapper, because I tend to think that usually rappers are pretty smart when it comes to business decisions. You know what I mean? I mean, look at Dr. Dre, for example. The guy basically put $10 worth of tech into headphones and charges like $300 for them, and then sold the whole identity of Beats by Dre to Apple for some ridiculous amount of money, in the billions, So to me, like if you're a rapper and you're making like really bad business decisions, that's kind of amazing to me, because usually they make really good business decisions, which is why they're usually so fucking wealthy. I really don't know much about Soulja Boy, other than that one song that everybody knows. And it just sounds like a bad idea that's not going to pan out. And I just don't get it. I really don't know much about it. So I don't think it's ever going to see the light of day. So let's see. Roy Story said, had a guy I was decent friends with years back, around 2011 to 2012. I wouldn't say like close or anything, but we did chat regularly, and he was one of my earlier follows when I started on Twitter. A few years down the road, he started getting heavily involved with some other people on Twitter, and he just changed completely. So I told you, Twitter's garbage. Garbage begets garbage. Was just attacking a lot more people for no reason and getting confrontational in convos. His friends would randomly jump into convos I'd have with him and start ranting about shit that wasn't related. I barely block anyone on Twitter, mostly just mute. But I had to on one of them when they jumped in and went on a 10-tweet conspiracy rant about me when I'd never even interacted with them before. I ended up finally having to cut him off after I saw him say a really bad insult about an actual, in real life, friend of mine. Never talked to him again after that, but I found out years later he siphoned money out of people with some scams and ran off, so I probably cut off just in time. Wow. I mean, the guy he cut off never did anything criminal as far as I know. Holy shit. It sucks to have to do it with someone you were once chill with, but there comes a point where you know you have to do it. And you know what's sad is that point for me probably came like 6 months ago, and I just put it off. And that honestly made it a lot worse. I know it kind of hurts, but it's for the better, and over time that shoulder weight will feel a lot lighter. I'm just glad it's not Armageddon time. Yeah, no, definitely not Armageddon time. Most of my friends are friends with Armageddon time, so if I decided that Jesse was like a big giant asshole and I cut him off, I think like a lot of my friends would come to me with like a reason you suck speech. All right. Hey, Payton's here, Hunter P. Brown, just saying hi, and he says, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do no matter how much it's gonna suck. That's true. That actually has a lot to do with a lot of things in life. Okay. Ross Edwards, that's actually my friend Brian. Don't feel like you abandoned your former friend, not formal friend, former friend. I was in the same spot with my own former friend who took me for every cent I had and then some. You can't save them and never could. My only regret was that I did not realize it sooner. Maybe I'm just the idealist. I really thought I could save this person. I really thought I could get them off that path. And part of me still thinks that I could have, and that I was lazy about it, and that I should have worked harder at it, because I oftentimes did not have the energy or the aptitude, I guess, to be up to hashing this shit out. I had maybe 3 or 4 conversations with them about serious shit like this. One was during the whole Gamergate bullshit, and another one was a little bit more recently, where they had said something that was very troubling on Twitch, and I reacted and said that they came off as being very disrespectful towards women. And the person, left and did not talk to me for a long time. And then finally when they did, and I called them out, I'm like, where have you been? He told me that, he was upset with me because of something I said on Twitch. And I kind of knew it was that. And I said, well, what I said was true. You were very disrespectful towards women. And I have a lot of women that are friends that are in the chat, and they're uncomfortable around you. And I thought I got through to them then. I thought I got through to them about Gamergate. It turns out I didn't get through to shit. You know what I mean? And maybe I should have tried harder. I don't know. Captain N here says, that's a long one. I'm really sorry all this transpired, Necro. And so sorry about the loss of your uncle. At least he went peacefully. Because they say if you're going to go, that going in your sleep is the best way to go peacefully. I lost an uncle myself a long time ago. I know what it's like to lose a family member. I even lost a dog this year because she was getting old, and she passed away in my arms and just stopped breathing, and I'm at least grateful I didn't have to put her down. I still cry over it because I miss her so much, and she was almost about to be 16. That's very old for a dog. Wow. So I know what you go through with the loss of some of your dogs in the past. Yeah, I've been there three times, It doesn't get easier. You just get a new dog. It's the only thing that helps. I just hope that everything gets better for you. As for this person you were talking about, I'm sure that maybe this person is probably rethinking of what they were doing and realized that they were in the wrong. I sure hope so. I have no idea, but I sure hope so. I just hope it works out in the end and that it doesn't affect your New Year's. And that honestly, I don't give a fuck about New Year's, so didn't ruin shit. I just hope it works out in the end. And I read that already. Dude, you got to work on punctuation just a little bit, just letting you know. And good start of 2019, because sometimes, like they say, sometimes a negative can turn into a positive. I just hope that I could be one of those subscribers of yours that can also be there to help out if you ever need someone to talk to, because I joined the Discord group. Yeah, we've been talking. You made as well, and no, we talked a few times on Skype in the past, and if you need someone, I'm there for you too. God, periods, dude. You got commas but no periods. Deep breath. I really enjoyed all the nice videos you did with your nephew Bobby. Yeah, we'll be doing more of those in the future too. He is just very adorable, and it's good to see you two bonding and having fun on YouTube. I hope you can still do fun videos together and not let all that stuff from the past of how you had to cut this person from your life get to you, because you did nothing wrong at all, NecroVMX. I mean, you did what you had to do. On a positive note, I just hope that you have a great New Year's and wonderful brand new start in 2019. By the way, I must ask you, by any chance, also use Google Hangouts as well. Now, Google Hangouts sucks. It's kind of like Discord, but I heard it was a little better. It's not. It sucks. And you can do live streams with that too, like Discord. Yeah, no, it sucks. I'm not. Please learn about periods. That entire thing had no periods. That's why it's hard to get through. And finally, MMZen says, that sucks about your former friend. It's really easy for alienated men to fall down that MGTOW /incel /neo-Nazi rabbit hole. That's very true. I don't know if I have anything constructive to add other than if you're feeling pulled into that black hole and you've got to find somebody to yank yourself out of that shit. If you think your life sucks, it's only going to get worse by what? I don't see a read more thing. I think you cut yourself off. No, yeah, the whole MGTOW is men going their own way. The incels are the involuntary celibates. The neo-Nazis are, that's basically the whole alt-right. And there's a lot of overlap. The Venn diagram is just like a slightly bulbous shape, very close to a circle. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I look back in my own life and I thought, I could have been like that if I had not, I guess, stayed positive about things, but I don't know. I see people going down that road and I'm like, why? Why be like that? It takes zero effort to not be like that. Well, anyway, since we're 24 minutes in here and I'm done with the questions and comments, let's talk about this. So the title of this video has to do with I'm writing a play. Actually, I originally was going to refer to it as an audio drama. Well, okay, I went through a few things. I was going to call it a radio drama, but then I thought, well, it's not going to actually be on the radio, so I decided to call it an audio drama. But really, it's a play. It's an audio play. So basically, if you've ever heard an audio drama or a radio drama, it's something that's a very popular thing in Japan. I'm writing one of those, and I would love for you guys to become involved in this, and I'm going to explain all about this. So the audio play is actually going to be an adaptation of Sanctus Mortem, which is the third epic from Kazarth Studios. It's our third big RPG, and was released just last year. And people have been really, enjoying it and playing it. There's even been a full Let's Play already. My friend Clint, aka NewfieBanga on YouTube, has uploaded an excellent Let's Play of the entire thing. So if you want to check out a little Sanctus Mortem before you buy, check out NewfieBanga's channel. There's actually a link to it on my channel. If you go to the, where you link to other channels. I think it's called Non-Terrible Content or something like that. So anyway, Sanctus Mortem is a game that the whole idea of it came from Tanya, and she wrote the story. And my role in creating the actual game was rather small. I didn't do a lot of graphics for it. I didn't do a lot of writing for it. Just very little, I would suggest rewrites of lines here and there. I did a lot of management work during Sanctus Mortem, and I was also working on other things for Kazarth Studios, such as forging business contacts and just thinking about our next 3 steps after that, while Tanya pretty much cloistered herself away and worked on Sanctus Mortem. And when I finally got to play Sanctus Mortem from beginning to end and experience it and put my mark on it a little bit by heading up the QA division alongside of Peyton as we split the load between us, since there are, multiple versions of the game on different platforms. It's on PC, Mac, and Linux, and we also have an Android version that's not out yet, but will be out sometime this year. But anyway, getting to play it from beginning to end and put a little bit of my own mark on it, and then of course I'm kind of the lore hawk over at Kazarth. I'm always looking out for how things work and fit together with each other, and a huge part of this is figuring out how it relates to our central series, Chronicles of a Dark Lord, because our first 2 games were part of that. We had Chronicles of a Dark Lord Episode 1, Tides of Fate, and Chronicles of a Dark Lord Episode 2, War of the Abyss. And everybody kind of expects the next one to be, part 3. But then out of nowhere came Sanctus Mortem. So Sanctus Mortem, is very much Tanya's idea. And at first I thought, well, this is not going to be connected to Chronicles of Dark Lord at all, except maybe like a cute little reference here and there. And there's definitely lots of that. But it is very much connected to it. Now, if you've never played Chronicles of Dark Lord, but you're interested in Sanctus Mortem, know that you do not have to have ever played Chronicles of Dark Lord to enjoy Sanctus Mortem. You might get a few more cute little references and things like that, kind of like Clint did when he did his Let's Play. He caught 90% of the references to Chronicles of a Dark Lord. I think he, out of all the ones that he experienced in the Let's Play, he missed 1. So that's pretty great. So Sanctus Mortem has a really, really good story. And as I do with a lot of video games and, any media that isn't voiced, like books, I hear it in my head, and I had this idea of what the characters would sound like, and basically I got the idea, and I spoke to Tanya about this kind of briefly last year, and I said, what if, after Sanctus Mortem comes out, maybe a year or so later, we put out a radio drama, and she's like, that's an interesting idea, I would be open to that. And I said, well, I don't think you'd have to lift a finger on this, I think I can do it on my own. I mean, she made the game, I'll make the play, So basically, this is something that we're in the preliminary stages of doing now. I'm the producer and head writer on this play, and also in charge of casting. And I've mentioned it already on Discord. As a matter of fact, last year, right when Sanctus Mortem was still out, I spoke on Discord about it. This is right when we first started the Discord server, NecroVMX's Den. And it was a night where there was a whole lot of people all talking, and I said that I was working on some sort of audio drama, and I got a lot of people that were interested in it and said that they would love to be involved in it. Sanctus Mortem has a lot of characters in it, not a really big primary cast, but there's a lot of different voices involved. And it's a story that takes place over a period of thousands of years across 2 different universes. And for the uninitiated, it's a little bit of everything. It has elements of science fiction. It has elements of fantasy. It has a little bit of like something for everybody. There's action, there's drama, there's romance, there's horror a little bit even. There's so many different things all working kind of in unison. And I wanted it to take it to a different medium that's not a video game, and because I really think it would work there now. And if this works out, and if people really like it, I might, do the Chronicles of Dark Lord games as audio plays. I think that would be a cool thing to do as well. So basically, the script isn't yet written. The game itself is written. The story's written. I'm going to be adapting the game into a screenplay, and then we're going to be casting it, and we're going to be having people record their lines and send them to me. And it's going to have not only the voice acted lines, but it's going to have narration, because in an audio play, you're hearing, you're not seeing, so we can't just, like for a space battle, somebody has to be kind of letting you know what's going on. So I'm going to be the narrator, and I'm definitely going to play at least 2 characters in it, because I can do different voices and such. If you're interested in playing a character in Sanctus Martyrdom, or even just think you might be interested in playing a character on Sanctus Martyrdom, here's how you can get involved. So what I want you to do is go to the description of this video or any of my recent videos and click the Discord link. If you're already on the Discord, then, well, you're halfway there. So I've added a new channel as of today to the Discord. NecroVMX's Den now has a channel called Sanctus Martyrdom Audio Drama. I should change it to play. Hold on. Somebody actually just posted in there. Well, she's actually a developer, so I think she knows about it. But anyway, so in there is a pinned, there's a pin, which is also an Add Everyone, so everyone should have seen it by now. And it has a link to a Google document that has the current cast list, which is not anywhere near the entire cast, not even close. It's just a bunch of key players for the first half of it, basically, not any of the secondary or tertiary characters, and definitely not, like random voices and things like that. And I'm going to need a lot of different people, doing a lot of different things. I'm going to need, I'm going to need white voices, I'm going to need black voices, I'm going to need females, I'm going to need males, I'm going to need people who are going to play aliens, I'm going to need people who are going to be monsters, I'm going to need people who are just going to be random people, you know what I mean, who can sound or be like anything. I need people to play, bit parts. I need people who are willing to do more than one character. I need people who are willing to commit themselves fully to one character. So basically, we're going to be talking about it on there, and I'm going to be posting updates on there. And that is exclusively where I'll be talking about it and posting updates. You're not going to hear a whole lot about this on YouTube for like a while until we start actually uploading it. And it's going to be in several parts, and it's all going to be on YouTube. Now, by the way, I just want to get this out of the way. If you want to be a part of this, you're not going to get paid. I'm letting you know this is a no money thing. This is something that I'm doing because I want to do it. I am not monetizing it. I'm not going to be making any money off of it. If anything, it's to draw people's attention to the story and to the game. Maybe people will buy the game, If you're going to be in it, we'll see about, I got to go through Tanya on this, but we'll see about maybe getting a copy of the game for the primary cast at least. Like if you're going to come on and just do somebody who has like one line, and you want the game, like you gotta like buy the game. I mean, I'm sorry, we don't have like that many free copies to give out, but yeah. So that's the big thing that I'm working on. So it's like I said, it's not just going to have, it's going to have narration, it's going to have sound effects, it's going to have music. Most of the music is going to be from the game, although I think we might be doing some new tracks. I'm going to be, sort of like looking at people that I already know on this, but there's some roles that I have no idea how to fill, and I'm going to have to be, out there looking for people. So if you know anybody that you think would be good for a role in this, please draw their attention to this video and to my Discord server. So this is going to be a big project that's going to be, I think most of this year, it's going to take to bring this to completion, and I would like to start uploading the actual parts of this in late 2019 and have it go throughout 2020. So this is a big project, and I'd really like a lot of different people to become involved in this. Now, like I said, when I mentioned it a couple of months ago on the Discord, I got a lot of people who were like, "Ooh, this sounds interesting," but I didn't say what it was. I didn't say it was Sanctus Mortem back then. I just said I'm working on an audio drama. So this is the big thing. This is what I wanted to talk about, and so basically, that's where I'll be talking about. That's where I'll be making announcements. Now, there isn't yet, but there will be a Sanctus Mortem casting channel that I will make, which will be a voice channel that I will have people come on. I'll listen to their voice, have them read some lines, and we'll do casting through there, and that's where I'll make decisions on who's going to be in it and who's going to be playing what. You might have a certain character in mind, and then you do the voice, and I say, okay, no, but that would be really good for this other one. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, the only person who really knows this story better than me is Tanya. Tanya's involvement is going to be somewhat minimal because she already burned herself to a crisp doing the game. So I think she's leaving this in my hands. It took her 18 months to do the game. It's probably going to take me, almost as long to do the audio play. Thankfully, the story's already there, but I got to adapt a lot of it to make sense as an audio play. I got to change some things. I got to rewrite some things. I have to write all the narration because that doesn't exist in the game, and I have to make sure it flows right. So there's that. Extra points if you've ever done voice acting or been part of any sort of stage production or play or done any acting in general. And by the way, voice acting is not easy, and this is coming from somebody who's done it several times in the past. Acting in general is not easy. Voice acting is harder because people don't see you. So you can't use body language. You can't use your eyes, your mouth, your face to convey any sort of emotion. You have to put all of that into your voice. And if you think it's easy, it's not. But I'd love to see as many of you guys try as you can. So like I said, this is something that is a strictly volunteer thing. Okay? I don't have money to be paying anybody, and I'm not going to be making money off of this. But what you can get in return is, for the key players, we'll try to get you a free copy of the game. And what we'll do is you will definitely get full credit. You can be credited as your full name, your YouTube name, whatever you want. And definitely, if you have anything to plug, whether it's a YouTube channel or anything that you like, basically you get like a spot to put a link to anything you want that'll go in the description of all these videos, the ones that you're in at least, because not every character's in every video. You don't have to have played through Sanctus Mortem to be a part of this, but keep in mind that like if you're going to play a character, you're going to have to do all their lines. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to be spoiled on the story, well, if you're playing a character, especially one that's there at the end. Now, there's not a lot of characters in this that are in the entire thing, because to anybody who's played Sanctus Mortem or watched Newfie Banga play it, and I have a Let's Play of it that I've fully recorded but hasn't gone up yet, and won't for a little while, actually. But the cast changes drastically and often. The characters that you see at the beginning, Captain Hector and Selena and Xanth, they are the main three characters for like a while, but then there's these other characters like Fauna and Navarre, and then there's a big event that happens where all of a sudden you have completely different characters that you're controlling, like Kale and then Zalia, and a few others. So, like I said, across thousands of years and 2 universes, but I mean, we need somebody to play God. We need somebody to play, and like I said, it has something for everybody. Like I said, it's science fiction, it's fantasy, it's religion, it's romance, it's action, it's drama, it's a little bit of horror even. It's everything. So if this sounds at least interesting to you, or maybe you want to be a part of the story and you're not very much into RPGs or whatever, you know what I mean, this is your chance to do that. And this is something that I've been excited about for a while, and I told myself, this is what we're going to do. We're going to announce this in January, and so there's a couple of characters that are off limits. I just want to mention Xanth and Azrai. I'm playing both of those roles. I just want to let you guys know, because nobody else is going to do Xanth or Azrai justice in my mind, because I know exactly what they need to sound like, and I'm the narrator, but I can't dominate every male character, especially since some of the major characters, like Hector's a black guy. I need a black guy to play him. Now thankfully I have lots of black friends that I can ask to do this, or if you're a black guy and you're listening to this and you want to do some voice work, let me know. This is important, that we get the right type of voice for each character. Some of these characters are aliens, so if you have like a weird accent or something, like Pufnisse, aka Dr. Barrel, who's on the Discord channel a lot, he says he has no accent, but he has a very prominent Swedish accent, and I think his voice would be absolutely good for some of the alien characters. Like, why wouldn't they sound different and have different speech patterns, And that's not to say all the Zenithians have to sound Swedish, because like not all humans sound American, right? Not all humans have the same accent. So if you have like a weird, I don't want to say weird accent, but if you have like an accent and you're not sure if it fits characters, we got characters that are, aliens that you can play. Or maybe the character does have an accent and we just never knew about it until you're the perfect person to play it. So yeah, I would really love for people to come on the Discord, link in the description, like I said, and just follow my updates on this in the Sanctus Mortem audio drama channel, which is a text channel, and then eventually we'll have one that is a voice channel for casting. But that is where all the updates and everything about this is going to be posted. That is going to be the main communication hub for this project. So if you're interested in this and you don't have Discord, download the program. It is free. You can make like a provisionary account and do it on their website and connect to the Discord channel, the server rather, without having the program. But I don't recommend that, It's just so much better having the app, and you can do it on mobile as well. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode of POTATOCAST, guys. That's the big announcement, and that's really what I wanted to talk about. And, I'm going to have to give some serious thought to having my sister on the show to talk about, like, her divorce and everything. And I think you guys would like my sister, because she's actually, like, really funny and everything. I mean, she's been in a few videos here and there. But, getting the time for us both to sit down and actually do it for, like, an hour or so is asking a lot sometimes. But anyway, see you guys next time. Keep an eye out for more great content. We're going to be, just continuing everything. I put up Pokemon Gold earlier. Castlevania Order of Ecclesia is continuing this week. And Slane's done with, but we're going to be putting up Wario Land Shake It, which is the first Wii game that I ever Let's Play. There's actually a lot of Wii stuff coming up. There's Wario Land Shake It, and after Castlevania is actually Xenoblade Chronicles, which is a Wii game, and then sometime in the future, after Wario, not directly after it, but after it is Kirby's Epic Yarn. So that's another, like, I don't know, there's a couple of Wii games I just wanted to get out of the way. There's another one that's in my head right now that I think I might record actually fairly soon, but that's another game for the fucking Wii. But anyway, I'm gonna stop right here. I'll see you guys next time. Leave me some questions and comments, and potato.